everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I just wanted to talk about 5 helpful tips for introverts. It can be hard to navigate society as an introvert, and being one myself, I've had to learn how to approach things a little bit differently than others. Growing up, I felt so disconnected from everyone around me if I wasn't, being loud or, just getting my voice out there in every situation, where sometimes I just preferred to listen. There's so much power in being able to sit back and listen and not have to interject at every second. I think you develop a lot of good qualities that way. I think introverts are often portrayed as being like these lonely people that, never go out. They deprive themselves of like sunlight or something, and they're just very lonely and depressed. And it's not true. Like, there's so much you can do as an introvert. So tip number 1 is to not feel guilty if you need a break from people around you or just going out in general. So for me, I know I have a hard time saying no, and sometimes that means that I'll take more on my plate than I should, especially if I'm already drained. I know I shouldn't be piling more onto my plate in terms of like social gatherings and things like that. Sometimes I'll feel bad if I end up declining an offer to go somewhere or do something. But as time has gone on, I'm kind of realizing that I shouldn't be feeling guilty for that, because at the end of the day, I need to take care of me. And if sometimes I feel like I need a little bit of a break, then I should take that. If I'm saying sorry, I can't make it to everything, then okay, maybe that's a bit of a problem and you shouldn't be doing that. But even if you find a solution, like, oh, I can't make it to this, but how about we meet up and do this one day, or making sure you're not feeling guilty, but then also don't neglect those relationships as well, if they're important people to you in your life. You don't want to over isolate yourself where you're not doing anything, you're not going out, you're kind of really hibernating as an introvert. And I can be guilty of that. Sometimes I don't realize how long I've spent kind of hidden away in my room, or like haven't gone out or anything. And so sometimes it's good to have that little bit of a mental reminder or mental check that, okay, yes, I've recharged, but don't over isolate yourself, that you end up feeling lonely or you push people away. Important to be aware of like healthy time spent alone versus too much time spent alone. Don't beat yourself up over being an introvert. You don't need to be loud to have a lot of good qualities about yourself. And you need to own the strengths that you have from being an introvert. You don't want to lose sight of those important aspects of yourself because you tend to be on the quieter side, or you need time to recharge. You should know what helps fill up your social battery. So once you've gone out and you've socialized with people and then you feel drained after, make sure you know what things you can do that will help you kind of recharge. So whether that's watching some movies in your room, whether that's journaling or meditating. Don't compare yourself to extroverts. This is a big one. Constantly compare myself to extroverts, especially when I was young. Bad habit of mine. Because if you're an introvert, that's just not in your genes to kind of be extroverted. It's not. And that's okay. But don't compare yourself to them, because you're not them. They have their strengths and you have yours, so you need to focus on the strengths that you have. So I hope that you enjoyed this video and that these tips were helpful. I know that being an introvert can be difficult sometimes, where you'll either feel insecure or left out or just not seen. And I know for me, I've experienced those things, but I'm on a journey to embracing this part of myself. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.